Escape room workers of Reddit. What's the most absurd thing players have done? So this isn't necessarily absurd on the player's side, but instead from the game master. One time our players were doing the bank heist theme done in the dark, and you have headlamps and about 4 puzzles in. One of my employees realized they had an item in their pockets still. So we brain blasted for a couple minutes and decided the best course of action was to pretend the employee was a security guard and walk around the bank. So we went over the room intercom and warned them to hide, cause it looked like the security guard was coming to them. Seeing all of the players hide in complete fear was priceless. One guy wasn't even hiding, he was just sprawled up against the wall. Our security guard walked around, said everything seems good, and placed the item down on the desk. It was legendary that they didn't suspect anything. This should have been implemented as a part of it. Haha. That sounds awesome as a player. I did an escape room with my family and the workers have to tell you not to lick the light bulb. This is because some guy thought if he licked the light bulb the answer would be revealed on the light bulb. The only answer he found was light bulbs are hot and can burn you. Attended a Saw series themed escape room with my so and some randoms since the room required 4 to 6. We get locked in to start. Chained to fixtures like the dark room scene from the movie, lights are off. As soon as the thing starts, one of the randos says, "I have a gun in case we need to shoot someone." I thought he was joking. We all did. Eventually the lights turn on and he pulls out a real gun and sits it in the sink and says, "I'm leaving the gun in the sink in case something happens to me. It's for everyone." It was nice that he planned ahead and offered it to everybody. A kid I knew from school. His family owns an escape room business. The most things that happen is people trying to take things when it's clearly nailed down or nailed to the wall. Then he said that a little kid pissed in a bottle. Mama. It's a bottle. I wonder if it's a clue. Piss in it to find out, Jerry. Piss in it? Not sure if this counts. I did an escape room with a group of friends. At the end, you found a flash drive which was supposed to be plugged into a computer. We opened the document and there were instructions to print. We got print, and the printer gave us an out of ink error. We assumed this was part of the game and started looking for a magenta cartridge. Then an employee slipped in the room, replaced the cartridge, and told us to hit print again. Apparently it was not part of the game. They just ran out of ink. I can't imagine building an escape room and thinking, oh, you know what's dependable and works all the time that we should allow the general public to touch? Printers. Nothing ever goes wrong with those. I went to one where there were 3 identical rooms which teams competed in at the same time. If you finished, you then got to watch and listen to the other teams. Our team did pretty well and we got to watch the other 2 teams try to complete it. Anyway, there was this one lock which was a number combination and you solved it by finding some sheet music in a book with 5 notes on it, which corresponded to numbers. The piece was entitled The Key or something similar, so you knew you needed it for the lock. Anyway, this other team, instead of converting to numbers and putting in the combination, chanted this 5-note tune at the lock. When it did not work, they tried again. Then again. Then someone else tried. This went on for 10 minutes and got louder and louder. Eventually the game master stepped in and told them it was not going to work. Apparently they were the only team ever to do that. I once had a group of drunk guys go in and they ran through their allotted hints pretty quickly. They asked for another hint and we said over the speakers that they were out of hints. One of the guys threatened to start taking off his clothes until we gave another hint. Edit. For everyone asking, we didn't even have to give him the extra hint. His friends chilled him out and ended up finding the next clue pretty shortly after that. Every time I've gone to an escape room they've asked us how detailed and / or frequent do they want us to get hints, but never said that there's a limit on hints. My assumption would be that if some people need more hints than others, then fine. Only problem comes if it's the sort of place where they offer free speep for fast times. In which case there can be conflicts with how many hints a team might want compared to what can be given. My buddy guessed a locks combo which gave us the final clue. But we had not found the other ones. We ending up solving the room backwards. When the room administrator came in she had nothing else to say but what the beep did you guys do? First thing I had to learn working at an escape room. Everything. Yes, everything in the room was going to be dismantled, pulled on, or messed with in some way. Have a screwdriver in the room. Maybe there's a clue in the light switch cover. Black light. Must have to take it completely apart. TV for clues. Must have to unplug / change inputs. And anything not nailed down is bound to be broken. I've done one where a clue was inside the thermostat, granted it was fake but it did require unscrewing. Mate worked at an escape room and he told me that some guys tried to smash a hole in the wall to get out because it was an Alcatraz themed room. Not terribly ridiculous, but me and the husband love them and wanted to share our love of them with our family. When we got out of the escape room, the super amazing nuclear explosion room in Chattanooga, Tennessee, the room operator was cracking up laughing. I guess at one point, in order to get keys or clues, my over-enthusiastic husband had picked up my 8-year-old nephew by the ankles upside down and was shoving him in barrels. I had no idea he was doing this, but the operator was dying. As players, we walk into a pirate-themed escape room. There is treasure on the floor, a cannon, a parrot, scattered maps, and a piano. My friend is like, oh cool, I can play some backing music. Proceeds to play Pirates of the Caribbean theme and clunk. The door unlocks and the game is over. The whole point was to solve puzzles to collect pieces to the music sheet of the theme. Best 30 seconds and 20 ever spent. Oh my god. My time has come. People do dumb speep in escape rooms constantly. But that's the whole point. And it's usually in good fun. The best part of my old escape room job was that it was literally right next door to a brothel. People would frequently come to our door not realizing that they were one door over from where they wanted to be and ask, hey, how much? Me. In my customer service voice. Well, it depends on how many people you bring. It's 40 each if you're a group of 2. And goes down to 32 each if you're a group of 8. Usually we recommend groups of 4 to 6 people. That seems to be the sweet spot. Their looks of horror will make me laugh forever. I work at an escape room and too many customers come to play and then put the torches in their mouth. Disgusting. We've had a couple get in the room and start to get frisky instead of playing the game. Had one who was super drunk and just started to piss in the corner of one room. Another lady who had been drinking who decided to stay in the room and puke everywhere and then put props over the top of piles of puke instead of leaving the room to go to the toilet. And many others. Had a group come in. I noticed they had been drinking a little, but seemed mostly fine. So I let them into the room and start the clock. They were just wandering around. At the half-an-hour mark they were laying on the floor and rolling around. They didn't do any harm to the room. I don't remember if they even solved one puzzle. When I let them out after an hour they claimed it was fun. But they didn't really do anything? And did they remember it the next day? I don't know. Somewhere there's a group of friends that love to tell about when they tried to do escape room while tripping. TBH. That actually sounds like it would be an interesting experience. One time, a group was trying to figure out the code to a locked compartment. So this huge guy in the group decided this was a waste of time and tried to rip off the compartment door with his bare hands. He was almost successful. But we stopped him before he could do further damage to the door. He didn't understand what was wrong. Another one happened where a group were handcuffed and they couldn't find the key. The game master was trying to give them clues to find the key, but they still couldn't find it. So one group member thought it would be best to use his leg. There was a table in the room with some items on it. He proceeded to knock over all the items with one kick. That group didn't win. Escape room workers of Reddit.